Hey YouTube, it's Steph, your best bestie, and I'm back with another video. Alright, let's get right into it. I got cosmetic surgery. I got Mega Lipo 360 BBL. So, okay, so I had my surgery in Mexico, Mortals. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but definitely gonna write it below. I was coming from Florida to Mexico. So how I got from Florida to Mexico, so Florida to, I believe, Houston to Brownsville, and then our coordinator came to the airport to pick us up, and we stayed at the dollhouse the night before the surgery. So early in the morning they brought us to the surgery, but prior to going, she brought us to Walmart, asked us if we wanted to get any food, you know, got situated. So when we got to Mexico, they showed us our rooms, where we'd be staying, blase typical things. You're not supposed to eat within a certain time frame before getting your surgery. So we went out to this cute restaurant and we got something to eat. I think I got, like, what did I get? Fish or something like that. I'll insert a couple clips. And then my friend got steak because she was worried about her iron, so she got steak. And after that, we walked back to the dollhouse. The area we was in was pretty safe, but my friend she just a little hoochie, so she was just kind of hoochie, and they was looking at her like they was looking at us, but I think there was more looking at her because she's pretty tall. And she was just hoochie, and they were saying, like, in that area they're not used to that, you know, in America, hoochie mama, you see that every day. But anyways, yeah, that was an experience because they was literally recording us. But anywho, we went back to the dollhouse, we chilled, we relaxed, we enjoyed our time. We had to get picked up, I believe, at like 7:40, but we kind of kept getting mixed up with the time. I feel like my friend had Florida time, I had Mexico time. There's a difference, like 1 hour or something like that. So I'm thinking her time is right, but it was actually my time that was right. So, but anyways, they came, we jumped up, got ready. You know, you're supposed to shower with a certain soap. I don't want to say it's an antibacterial soap. We had the hibiscus. I'll insert a picture to wash us off and get prepped for surgery. So our one of the men who worked at the coordinators, well, she was our coordinator. One of the men who worked there, let me just say that, one of the men who worked there, he picked us up. He dropped us off to the surgery center. We went to the reception desk. They were asking us what we were getting. Everything's in Spanish, of course. But she tried her best to explain what was on the paper. You know, sign your life away. I'm sorry to make it sound like that, but that's what you're doing because, you know, everything's a risk. So we signed our paperwork. They didn't take very long. They took us back immediately. Again, we were there pretty early. They took us back immediately, and we were sitting down waiting along with some other ladies. They were chatting. Everybody was pretty friendly. What are you getting? What are you getting? Blase, blase. So that was a nice, cute experience. They put me and my friend right next to each other. I don't know why they did that, because while we got settled in, they put our IVs in, and we were literally going back and forth from each other's room. So yeah, she came in my room, we made a couple TikToks. I went in her room, made a couple TikToks. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll see. But we had a good time. After that, I believe I went first. I'm almost certain that I went first. So I went prior to me going back. They collect the money. They do an EKG for you. They do a COVID test. They do a blood test. All of your tests are ran prior to going back to get surgery. Okay, that's out of the way. I say they collect the money. Oh, also I paid $2,800. That's how much my surgery cost, $2,800. But in total, I feel like I paid about $5,000 for everything. In regards to flights, massages, all that and all the extra stuff that we needed. It might have been a little more because we had to get a faja when we were there, and that's another thing. Get your faja before you leave. Trust me. Because we were in a depression after surgery. We get a faja. We did not get a faja. Anyways, time for surgery. Got all my tests done, and everyone was polite. I went back there in surgery. The anesthesiologist had a conversation with me prior to going back. Sorry, I'm backtracking. Prior to going back, also, the anesthesiologist had a conversation with me. The doctor came in and had a conversation with me. Of course, my camera dies, but I'm back. Thank God for this dummy battery. If you don't know what a dummy battery is, get one. But anywho, back to the story. So yeah, I had to backtrack a little bit. Prior to, sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. So prior to going back to actually getting on the operating table and all that, the doctor came in, he marked me. I told him exactly what I wanted, what my goals were. The anesthesiologist had a conversation with me. Dr. Castillo don't speak English, so he always has a translator. Well, let me not say that. Let me word this correctly. I don't think he speaks English because he had a translator with him. So the translator was saying, you know, telling him this, that, and the third. And they relayed the information. I'm sorry, my story is kind of out of order, but I'm trying to make sure I give all the information that needs to get. But yeah, prior to going back, like I said, get marked up, speak to the anesthesiologist. They ask you if you have any questions or concerns, blase blase. And then all I remember was him counting down. I was asleep and I woke up. Bow, couldn't feel my legs. You know, when you have the anesthesia, you can't feel your legs, and that's literally my worst part. I hate it. I hate not being able to feel my legs. Like, I feel like I'm just out of control of my body. So I went to sleep. I brought melatonin because I did not want to go through that. I fell asleep until I woke up and I could feel my legs a little bit. And the nurses were there checking on you. You had to call light. Yeah, call light. And I was trying to call my friend as much as I can because I was really sleepy. I felt like I was so out of it. Like, I just kept falling asleep, which made sense because of the anesthesia. But yeah, I just kept falling asleep. I really wanted to stay up, but I was just falling asleep. But anywho, after I felt better, they brought me food to see if I can eat and tolerate it, but I could not. Like, I had to eat that food little by little. Like, they gave us Jello, soup, and juice. So that's what I was eating little by little. The soup, I just ate it little by little until I felt like I could tolerate more. And you get your procedure done in a hospital and you have to stay there for at least 24 hours. So we stayed there for 24 hours when everything was okay. We were able to take a shower. When we were able to walk. I keep saying we because I want my friend. So when you are able to walk, they took us a shower. Well, they assisted you with the shower. I'm not sure how my friend's shower went because she had a tummy tuck. So it was a little bit different for her. She needed more assistance. But I felt pretty good. I showered myself for the most part. And yeah, that was that. But I was leaking a lot. I must say that I was leaking a lot. So they had to switch my bandages out, which is not a bad thing. You want to get all that out of your body. So yeah, they bandaged us up. We had no faja to go home. So we had to go and buy a faja. Well, the coordinator got us a faja. The faja wasn't even all that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hated that faja. The butt wasn't big enough to fit my butt. Anyways, let me not talk about a faja. Bring your own faja. I'm gonna say that again. So after that, we got discharged, went to the dollhouse where we were staying at, and we were there for about 7 days, I believe. I think I already said that. If I'm repeating myself, sorry. I just don't want to miss anything. We were there for about 7 days. They were really nice to us. We had 3 meals a day. Sometimes I order some tacos at night. But yeah, we had 3 meals a day, a lot of pineapple juice. They bring us our medications. They had a call light if you need assistance. They were very accommodating. Very nice. What else could I say? I don't know any other questions or concerns you guys might have. Oh, Flying back home was a pain in the ass. I'm so happy that I flew home super early, so I didn't have to deal with anything. I did not get a wheelchair. I plugged it out, I walked. But ooh, my friend went through it. She missed her flight because of the wheelchair service. A mess. I'll have a conversation with her and see if I can share that with you guys. But a mess. Anywho, yeah. But when I got back, they were worried about blood clots. I wasn't really worried about it. I usually don't have any issues with anything like that. So I don't have any blood clots. I didn't suffer from anything of that nature. But when I got home, I did feel kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd been over and feel lightheaded. So I just relaxed, took my time. Because I do like to work and get stuff done. But I just took my time. But for the most part, you just feel really sore. And those first couple of massages, oh my gosh, horrible. I hate the feeling. I'm still to this day sore. I think I'm about 2-3 weeks out. My surgery's on the 24th. Today is the 18th. Shoot, that's close to a month. Oh my gosh. So yeah, if you got, I don't want to just keep blabbing, but for the most part, I think the experience was good. But again, I'm not here to give you any advice or anything of that nature, or what to do, how to do it. I'm just here to tell you my experience, and I'm not gonna say you need to. It probably would be best for you to do your due diligence and do what you need to do. Like I said, I did all my lab work, all my everything prior to doing this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. I don't know what else y'all want to know. Comment below. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to do a part 2 because I don't know specifically what you guys want to know. I wanted to use my TikTok comments, but it's too much of them running their mouths. So any specific comments, put them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope it was informative. I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you have any more questions, let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember, don't stop at don't stop at green lights and don't go on red lights. And remember, don't stop at green lights and don't go on red lights. Toodaloo. Bye. Okay, this thing is bothering me. Hold on. Hold on. Right here. Okay, but I don't want the water to show. Okay, I think we're good right there. Hold up. I'm trying to be in the middle of the flower in my purse. Does it matter? Okay. Signed our paperwork. Excuse me. Signed our paperwork. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm tired. It's literally 4:47 and I really want to get this video done for y'all.